Introduction to inking. Inking is a crucial step in the drawing process, particularly in comic art, manga, and detailed illustrations. It serves as the bridge between rough sketches and the final polished artwork. Inking is the process of refining the outlines of a drawing with clean, defined lines. These lines enhance the clarity and visual impact of the artwork, making it ready for printing or digital display. The primary purpose of inking is to bring out the intricacies of the drawing, solidify the composition, and prepare it for coloring or other finishing touches. Inking not only emphasizes the details but also adds contrast and depth, which can significantly affect the mood and readability of the artwork. Whether working traditionally or digitally, the choice of inking tools and techniques will influence the final appearance of your illustration. Inking tools and materials. Traditional inking tools. 1. Pens. Traditional inking pens come in various types, each offering different line qualities and effects. Fineliners. These pens have a fine, consistent tip, ideal for detailed line work and precision. They are commonly used in comic books and manga for their reliability and ease of use. Popular brands include Micron and Staedtler. Brush pens. These pens provide a range of line widths and can mimic the effects of a traditional brush. They are useful for adding dynamic, expressive lines and for creating variations in line thickness. Brands like Pentel and Tombow are well regarded. 2. Inks. The type of ink you choose can affect the look and feel of your final artwork. India ink. Known for its deep, rich black color and permanence, India ink is a staple for many artists. It is suitable for both detailed and broad strokes and can be used with various tools, including brushes and pens. Acrylic ink. This type of ink is versatile and can be used on a variety of surfaces. It dries quickly and is water-resistant, making it a good choice for illustrations that require durability and longevity. 3. Paper. The choice of paper is crucial for achieving the desired inking results. Paper quality. High quality, smooth paper is ideal for inking as it allows for clean, crisp lines and reduces the risk of bleeding or feathering. Bristol board and heavyweight sketch paper are popular choices among inking artists. Texture. The texture of the paper can influence the outcome of the inking process. A smooth surface is preferred for fine line work, while a textured paper might be used for a more organic or textured look. Digital inking tools. 1. Software. Digital inking has become increasingly popular due to its convenience and the range of tools available. Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop is a versatile program used for various artistic processes, including inking. It offers a range of brushes and tools that can mimic traditional inking techniques while allowing for easy adjustments and corrections. Clip Studio Paint. This software is specifically designed for comic and manga artists. It includes a range of inking tools and features such as vector layers and customizable brushes, making it ideal for detailed line work. 2. Hardware. The choice of hardware can greatly impact the ease and efficiency of digital inking. Tablets. Graphics tablets such as those from Wacom or Wien provide a natural drawing experience with pressure sensitivity and customizable settings. They allow for precise control over line quality and stroke width. Styluses. A good stylus is crucial for accurate inking. Styluses with varying tip sizes and pressure sensitivity can help achieve different line effects and mimic traditional tools. Inking techniques. In addition to the tools and materials, mastering various inking techniques is essential for achieving professional results. Techniques such as line variation, cross-hatching, and stippling can add depth and texture to your artwork. Practice and experimentation with these techniques will help you develop your own style and enhance the quality of your inking work. By understanding and effectively utilizing the right tools and techniques, you can elevate your artwork from rough sketches to refined, impactful illustrations. Whether you choose traditional or digital methods, the key is to find what works best for your style and project needs. Preparing your drawing. Before diving into the inking process, it is essential to prepare your drawing properly. This preparation ensures that the final lines are clean, intentional, and enhance the overall quality of your artwork. Creating a clean sketch. A clean, well-defined sketch serves as the foundation for effective inking. The importance of this stage cannot be overstated, as it sets the stage for the final artwork. 1. Drafting your sketch. Start with a light, loose sketch to outline your composition and capture the basic forms. This initial sketch helps you plan the placement of elements and ensure proper proportions. 2. Refining the sketch. Once you're satisfied with the basic structure, refine your sketch by adding details and correcting any errors. Use a light hand to keep lines subtle, which will make the inking process smoother. 3. Final cleanup. Erase any unnecessary or overlapping lines that may interfere with the inking. Ensure that your final sketch is clear and easy to follow. The cleaner your sketch, the easier it will be to achieve clean, precise ink lines. Choosing your lines. Deciding which lines to emphasize and which to omit is crucial in creating a visually appealing and effective inking result. 1. Emphasizing key lines. Focus on the lines that define the primary shapes and important details of your drawing. These lines should be more prominent and well-defined to guide the viewer's eye and emphasize the main elements of your artwork. 2. Omitting unnecessary lines. Avoid inking lines that do not contribute to the overall composition or clarity of the drawing. Reducing unnecessary lines helps prevent clutter and maintains the focus on the essential aspects of your illustration. 3. Enhancing details. Use varying line thicknesses and techniques to highlight important details and create a sense of depth. This selective emphasis adds visual interest and guides the viewer through the artwork. Inking techniques. Mastering various inking techniques can significantly enhance the quality of your artwork. These techniques include line variation, line quality, pressure control, and inking over sketches. Line variation. Line variation involves using different line thicknesses to add depth and emphasis to your drawing. 1. Thick versus thin lines. Thick lines. Use thicker lines to define primary elements and areas that are closer to the viewer. Thick lines can convey weight, strength, and importance, making certain parts of the drawing stand out. Thin lines. Employ thinner lines for finer details, textures, and elements that are farther away or less critical. Thin lines provide delicate and intricate details without overpowering the composition. 2. Creating depth and emphasis. By varying line thickness, you can create a sense of depth and focus. Thicker lines can suggest shadow or proximity, while thinner lines can imply distance or lightness. Line quality. Line quality refers to the smoothness and consistency of your lines, which greatly affects the overall appearance of your artwork. 1. Smooth lines. Achieving smooth, consistent lines requires practice and control. Focus on creating fluid strokes without breaks or wobbles, which helps maintain a professional and polished look. 2. Consistent pressure. Apply consistent pressure when inking to avoid uneven lines. Practice drawing straight and curved lines to build muscle memory and improve your line quality. Pressure control. Controlling pressure is crucial for achieving varying line widths and effects. 1. Adjusting pressure. Vary the pressure on your pen or stylus to create different line widths. Light pressure produces thinner lines, while more force results in thicker lines. Practice controlling pressure to achieve the desired line effects. 2. Creating dynamic lines. Use pressure variation to add dynamic qualities to your lines, such as adding weight to shadows or highlights. This technique enhances the visual impact of your artwork and adds interest. Inking over sketches. Inking over sketches requires careful handling to avoid smudging and ensure accuracy. 1. Following the sketch. Begin inking by following the clean, defined lines of your sketch. Use a steady hand and avoid pressing too hard to prevent smudging or bleeding. 2. Enhancing details. As you ink, enhance the details of your sketch by adding refined lines and adjustments. Focus on refining the key lines and adding depth where needed. 3. Layering and corrections. If working digitally, use layers to separate your ink work from the sketch. This allows for easy corrections and adjustments without affecting the original sketch. By preparing your drawing effectively and employing these inking techniques, you can create clean, professional quality artwork that highlights the details and enhances the overall visual impact of your illustrations. Inking process. The inking process involves several key steps to transform your clean sketch into a finished, polished illustration. This process includes outlining, adding details, using hatching techniques, and correcting any mistakes. Outlining. 1. Starting with the main outlines. Begin inking by focusing on the primary outlines of your drawing. These outlines define the overall shape and structure of your illustration. Choosing the right pen or brush, select a tool that matches the scale and detail level of your drawing. For large areas or bold outlines, use a thicker pen or brush. For smaller, intricate sections, opt for finer tools. Consistent stroke. Maintain a consistent stroke when outlining to ensure uniformity. Use steady, deliberate movements to create clean, even lines. 2. Defining major elements. Emphasize the main components of your drawing, such as the character's silhouette or important objects. This establishes the foundation for adding finer details later. Adding details. 1. Techniques for inking finer details. Once the main outlines are complete, focus on adding finer details and textures. Detailed line work. Use a finer pen or brush to add intricate details, such as facial features, fabric folds, or background elements. Pay attention to the areas where details will enhance the overall composition. Texture creation. Create textures by varying your line work. For example, short, stippled lines can represent rough surfaces, while smooth, flowing lines can indicate soft textures. 2. Layering details. Build up details gradually, starting with the most critical elements. Add layers of detail as needed to achieve the desired level of complexity and depth. Using hatching and cross-hatching. 1. Hatching techniques. Hatching involves drawing parallel lines to create shading and texture. Single hatching. Use evenly spaced parallel lines to shade areas of your drawing. Adjust the spacing and line thickness to control the shading intensity. Layered hatching. Overlay multiple layers of hatching lines in different directions to create more complex textures and shading. 2. Cross-hatching techniques. Cross-hatching involves layering intersecting lines to add depth and shading. Basic cross-hatching. Draw a series of parallel lines in one direction, then add another set of lines crossing them. This technique builds up areas of shadow and depth. Advanced cross-hatching. Vary the angle, spacing, and density of your lines to create more nuanced shading effects. Correcting mistakes. 1. Fixing common inking errors. Mistakes during inking can be corrected with a few techniques. Smudges and unwanted marks. If using traditional tools, carefully erase smudges without disturbing the ink lines. For digital inking, use the undo function or a digital eraser to correct errors. Uneven lines. Redraw or adjust uneven lines to match the desired consistency. For digital artwork, you can use tools to smooth out lines and correct imperfections. 2. Making corrections. For significant mistakes, you may need to redo sections of your inking. Take your time to ensure corrections are seamlessly integrated into the existing artwork. Final touches. After completing the inking process, the final touches are crucial to refine and enhance your artwork. Cleaning up. 1. Removing pencil lines and imperfections. Traditional methods. Gently erase any remaining pencil lines from your drawing, being careful not to smudge the inked areas. Use a soft eraser to avoid damaging the paper. Digital methods. In digital artwork, hide or delete the sketch layer once you've finished inking. Use the eraser tool to clean up any stray lines or imperfections. 2. Final review. Inspect your artwork for any remaining issues and make final adjustments to ensure a clean and polished appearance. Enhancing contrast. 1. Adjusting contrast. Enhance the contrast of your ink lines to make them stand out. Traditional methods. Ensure your ink lines are dark and crisp by using high-quality black ink. Scan the artwork at high resolution to maintain line quality. Digital methods. Use contrast adjustment tools in your digital software to make the ink lines pop. Increase the contrast to make lines more pronounced and reduce any graying or blending. 2. Checking overall balance. Adjust the contrast and levels to ensure that the entire artwork has a balanced and cohesive look. Digital refinement. 1. Final touches in digital software. Cleaning up. Use digital tools to refine and clean up your lines, removing any stray marks or inconsistencies. Adding effects. Utilize digital brushes and tools to add final touches such as texture or additional effects. Experiment with layers to enhance the overall appearance of your artwork. 2. Saving and exporting. Save your artwork in the appropriate format for your intended use, whether for print or digital display. Export high-resolution files to preserve the quality of your inking. By carefully following these steps in the inking process and final touches, you can achieve a well-crafted, polished piece of artwork that highlights your drawing skills and brings your creative vision to life. Practice and application. Mastering inking involves both practice and studying existing styles. Here's how you can improve your skills and apply what you've learned. Exercises. Practicing different inking techniques through targeted exercises can help you build proficiency and confidence. 1. Line variation exercise. Objective. Develop control over line thickness and variation. Activity. Draw a series of shapes, circles, squares, etc., and fill them with lines of varying thicknesses. Practice creating smooth transitions between thick and thin lines. Tip. Focus on maintaining consistent pressure and controlling your tool to achieve the desired line effects. 2. Detail inking exercise. Objective. Improve your ability to add fine details. Activity. Choose a detailed image, such as a close-up of a character's face or a complex pattern, and practice inking the intricate elements. Pay attention to texture and small features. Tip. Use a fine-tipped pen or brush to capture subtle details and refine your technique. 3. Hatching and cross-hatching exercise. Objective. Learn to create shading and texture using hatching techniques. Activity. Draw a series of shading samples using single hatching, cross-hatching, and layered hatching. Experiment with different angles and spacing to see how they affect the shading. Tip. Practice varying the density and direction of your hatching to achieve different shading effects. 4. Correcting mistakes exercise. Objective. Develop techniques for fixing common inking errors. Activity. Create a series of inked drawings with intentional mistakes, e.g., uneven lines, smudges. Practice correcting these issues using both traditional and digital methods. Tip. Use correction tools and techniques to seamlessly fix errors without affecting the overall quality of the artwork. Case studies. Analyzing and learning from existing inking styles in anime and manga can provide valuable insights and inspiration. 1. Studying classic manga artists. Objective. Understand traditional inking techniques used by renowned manga artists. Activity. Examine the work of artists like Osamu Tezuka, Masashi Kishimoto, and Akira Toriyama. Analyze their use of line variation, texture, and shading. Tip. Take note of how these artists use lines to convey emotion, depth, and movement in their characters and scenes. 2. Analyzing modern anime styles. Objective. Explore contemporary inking styles and trends in anime. Activity. Look at modern anime and manga artists such as Tite Kubo or Gurgur Akutami. Study their approach to inking, including how they handle dynamic poses, backgrounds, and special effects. Tip. Observe how modern artists use digital tools and techniques to enhance their inking process and add unique effects. 3. Comparing different genres. Objective. Understand how inking styles vary across different genres. Activity. Compare the inking styles used in genres such as shonen, shoujo, and seinen. Analyze how line quality, texture, and detail differ based on the genre's aesthetic and thematic needs. Tip. Consider how the genre influences the overall inking approach and how you can adapt these styles to suit your own work. Conclusion. Recap of key points. To master inking, it's crucial to focus on the following essential techniques. Outlining. Start with clean, well-defined main outlines to establish the drawing's structure. Adding details. Use fine lines and textures to enhance the complexity and depth of your artwork. Hatching and cross-hatching. Apply shading techniques to add dimension and depth. Correcting mistakes. Develop skills to fix common errors and maintain the integrity of your inking. Encouragement to practice. Continuous practice is vital to refining your inking skills. Regularly engage in exercises, study various inking styles, and apply what you've learned to your own work. Over time, you'll develop a unique inking style and achieve greater confidence and precision in your artwork. Remember, the journey to mastering inking is ongoing, and each drawing is an opportunity to improve. Keep experimenting, practicing, and learning from others to elevate your skills and achieve your artistic goals.